let's talk about this case made by Dynasound. I guess it has some interesting qualities about it. The 42016, it's come out in several different varieties, but originally it was known as the System 3 because it was intended to hold an NES, a Sega Genesis, or a Super Nintendo. Later, it was rebranded with officially received the Nintendo license. As you can see, here's the this isn't actually this is like cut into there, so there's actually some 3D-ness about that Nintendo logo. Maybe I can move this up closer and you can see it. Take off that, but there you go. So there is there's like a more slick plastic, and then there's a more matte plastic. Don't know if that worked, but nonetheless, originally, like I said, it was intended to hold an NES, a Super Nintendo, or a Sega Genesis. But it had a different branding on here. It said System 3, and eventually this did receive like an N64 label on it. Like there was a sticker put right here. It said N64, but it was essentially the same case. I don't think there was really I think there might have been a slight modification to the drawer below. I'll get into that. But yeah, let's take a look at the exterior. So it's all hard, like PBS plastic, I believe. So by the way, my case is all dusty. I didn't even bother cleaning it up. By the way, when you're looking for this case, make sure if you're I just have to come across it. Like I've come across it like this, but if you're looking for this case, check out these hinges, check out the edge of where the top shell meets the bottom shell, because those are areas which are prone to breakage, because especially with the top part here, it's a very thin plastic compared to the bottom thicker plastic, and it can snap, it can break. People just store this in. The plastic can get brittle depending on the conditions it was stored in. No fault really to the original owner, because they don't really know. Like, oh, I just put this in my garage for years and suddenly it's falling apart. So I put an N64 in here. The I believe the drawer on the bottom for the System 3, one with the System 3 logo here, is a little bit wider, so you could actually fit your N64 controllers down here. But as it stands, really only smaller accessories can fit down here, because there's this, maybe I can get it to, yeah, you can see there's like this lip here. It's even wider here because of the what kinds of cartridges it can fit here. But you can put manuals down here. You can put games flat, You cannot put an N64 controller down there. I have a Brawler as well. And, there's no way. In fact, the way that the regular System 3 case fits controllers is it actually has to fit them a little bit of askew, because of how the cord on the official N64 controller is. So if you do get the one with the Nintendo logo, the only way to fit them is by putting them up here with your N64. The one caveat about that is where the wires are. So here's the N64. We can see pretty well with that. We'll just take it out for now. In the back here, there's a slot where you can put the power and the AV cables through. So they did think about that. But like I said, once you shove this thing way back there in order to fit the N64 controller, whatever one you have, as you know, the power block for the N64, it's pretty chunky, and it actually sticks out from the back of the N64. So this really, as the case is, this one in particular, it's not great for the N64. You basically have to like unplug and do some fancy work in order to fit the N64. So yeah, try looking for the one that says System 3, or maybe the one with the N64 logo on it if you want to fit an N64. We have 13 slots for cartridges in this spot here. But this case was later released with branding on the packaging that it can fit CD games. And you can actually fit full PS1 CD. Oh, let's pop one in there. So I popped in one of them in there. And you can basically fit, can you fit? I don't think you can fit 2. I didn't try, but 13 CDs basically. And it closes nicely. So, kind of an awkward case for the N64. Mainly I would use this for a Super Nintendo. But yeah, anyways, it has quite a bit of space in here, and it takes up quite a bit of space too. And the fact that you have to lift off a lid, just putting it on this shelf is actually a problem because I can't open the lid enough to get everything out easily to show you. So take that into consideration, that there is a lid here, and it might not suit your particular setup, especially like with what's behind. So this lid requires space behind, it requires space above, but it does keep things relatively dust free. And there's a nice lip here that allows you to lift up the lid, but I said it keeps things relatively dust free, but this gap also allows dust to get in there as easily. So this is the 42016 Dynasound System 3 case, I guess variant 2. You can look for it. Just look up the System 3 case. You'll find the other cases which I'm talking about.